Guys, so we spent over $10,000 on these wrecked motorcycles. In this video, we're gonna be going over each one of them, seeing if we could get any of them started, and telling you guys exactly how much we paid for all of these. Also, we're gonna find out if we got scammed on any of these bikes, or if we got any potential good deals. I got my toolbox, my crowbar, and my battery booster, so let's dive right in. So guys, first in line here is this 2016 Yamaha FZ07. This bike has front end damage, as you can tell. The front forks were ripped off of it, the radiator is damaged, the header pipe is damaged, and the oil filter is damaged, and it's leaking a little bit of oil. But on the plus side, we have a Yoshimura muffler. It's pretty hard to miss this rear end damage too. This bike was listed as a run and drive, so let's see if we can crank it up. Nice, it's got 6,711 miles. Oh yeah, that fired up nice and easy. Let's rev it up, see what it sounds like. Now, I'm not gonna let this bike run for long because I don't even know if it's got oil in it. So we paid a total of $2,966 for this bike. Let us know if you guys think we got a good deal or if we overpaid. So next up here we have a 2016 Honda CB500F. This bike was also in a front end accident. As you can see, the front end is ripped off of it. The front brake caliper has damage. The header also has damage, but the oil filter was not touched. The radiator is damaged and headlight is also damaged. Side panel is damaged, and obviously this front rim is trash. On the plus side, this bike has a Leo Vince slip-on, but unfortunately it's damaged. This bike has keys, but it was not listed as a run and drive, so let's see if we can fire it up. Okay guys, we got power hooked up. Moment of truth, let's see if we can get power to it. Oh yeah. This one's got 3,600 miles. All right, let's see if this thing cranks on. Fuel pump works. It runs. I'm not gonna run this bike for long because it's got a pretty bad exhaust leak in the front. So for this bike, guys, we paid $603. I personally think that's a really good deal because the engine runs strong. So next up here, we have a 2013 Kawasaki Ninja EX300. So from the looks of this bike, it looks like it's in pretty good condition, but the side panel is scratched. I also noticed the back plastic is cracked, but after investigating it closer, I noticed that the ignition is banged out. So that means somebody stole this bike. So it appears this bike is a theft recovery. Luckily, it's not all spray painted. This bike came with keys, but the ignition is broken, so I cannot start it. So unfortunately, we won't be able to start this bike up because the ignition is banged out, but I still think we got a pretty good deal on this bike because we only paid $648 for this bike. And if the engine is good on this bike, I think that's a pretty good deal. So next up here, we have a 2024 Aprilia V4. I was very excited for this bike until I was picking it up and I noticed some damage. Now the damage I noticed, I was not aware of at the time when I was buying it. I assumed this bike would run because it had keys and the dash was on. When I was picking it up, I noticed this sticker on the gas tank says no oil, oil pan damaged. And investigating it closer, I noticed that the oil pan is missing. And somehow I did not notice that it's missing the header pipe and the muffler. I think this bike had a really nice exhaust on it because it has a carbon fiber clamp. You can't hide the fact that this bike was in a front end accident as well. But luckily these forks do appear to be straight. So for this bike, we paid $2,848, which is a lot of money for a motorcycle that does not even run. Let me know if you guys think we got a good deal or a bad deal. I'm not sure. Now let's move on to these Harleys. So guys, first off here we have this 2011 Harley-Davidson FLHX. I believe this is a touring model. I am new to Harleys, so correct me if I'm wrong. So this bike looks like it's an all-over damage, but I definitely say most of the damage is in the front end. As you can see, the right front side of this bike is sheared off. This rim unfortunately is cracked. The fender is broken. The gauge cluster is damaged. But with all this damage, this bike only has 2 small dents in the gas tank somehow. And here's what's left of this wiring harness in the front. This bike has some aftermarket mufflers as well. So we paid $1,798 for this bike. It's obviously not going to start with all this wiring damage in the front. So now let's move on to the nicer Harley. This bike I'm most excited about. This is a 2008 Harley-Davidson FLHX. Out of all these bikes, this is the only one that's run and drive. And you have to look really close to find any damage on this bike. I mean, it has a few scratches. It's missing a mirror. It has a few scratches on the front. Like I said earlier, there is no serious damage to this bike. And on top of everything, it's only got 25,000 miles, which is pretty good for a 2008. Just like the other bike, this one has aftermarket mufflers as well. This one has S&S mufflers. This paint on this bike is beautiful, especially in the sun. It has metallics in it and it looks amazing. Now let's fire it up and see how it sounds. So I personally think this is the one we got the best deal on. We paid $1,563 for this beast. Let me know which one you guys think we got the best deal on, which one you would fix. Guys, thanks so much for making it this far in the video. If you guys enjoy this style of content, please comment down below and let me know. Thanks so much guys for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.